Hi everyone, I'm Artemiza. Welcome to Plates Full of Goodies. Today I'm making this amazing European cake with cocoa and almond flavors that simply melts in your mouth. So let's get started. Everything I'm using today, I separate them in different groups according to the steps that is going to be used. I'll be using the electric mixer, and because the layers of my cake are very thin, I'll be using this tin, lined with baking paper. For the first layer of the cake, I'm using 6 egg yolks, 100 grams of sugar, and 3 tablespoons of self-rising flour. For the second layer, I'm using 6 egg whites, 120 grams of sugar, 120 grams of walnut milk, the juice from a lemon, a tablespoon and a half of cocoa powder, half a teaspoon of bicarb soda, 2 tablespoons of milk. First thing I do is preheat my oven to 180 degrees. For the first layer of the cake, I beat the eggs and the sugar on high for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, it's thick and fluffy. So now I'm going to add the flour and mix on low for just about 30 seconds until all the flour is very well incorporated. I mix a few more times with a spatula before I put it in the tray. And now I'm going to spread it evenly on the baking paper. This is a very sticky batter, so I'll just make sure I spread it nice everywhere. And now I'm going to put it in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes until golden. While the first layer is cooking in the oven, I'm going to prepare the second layer of the cake. I'm going to beat on high the egg whites and the sugar. With the sugar, I'm going to add it gradually. After I mix for 5 minutes, now I'm going to add all the other ingredients. With the bicarb soda, I'm going to add it to the milk and mix it a little bit before I put it in the mixture. Now I'm adding the walnut milk, and it goes the cocoa powder and the lemon juice. Now I'm going to mix it on low for 30 seconds until everything is well incorporated. After 10 minutes, I put a toothpick in the middle. It comes clean, so that is ready. To get it out, I run a knife around the edges and gently take it out the tray. Beautiful. I'm still mixing it a little bit with a spatula, and I'm going to put it in the tray. I spread it out evenly. I'm going to put it in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes. To check if it's ready, I'll put in the middle of the cake the toothpick. If it comes out clean, it's ready. I run a knife around the edges to make sure it doesn't stick. And I'll gently take it out. Beautiful. For the filling, I'm using this small saucepan 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 250 grams of butter, 4 egg yolks, 200 grams of sugar, 150 ml of water, and a tablespoon of almond extract. First thing I do for the filling, I beat the egg yolks on high for a few minutes. After I beat the eggs for a few minutes, now I'm ready to go and make the syrup. Now I'm going to put the sugar and the water to boil for a few minutes. When I put the water, trying to put it around the sides. Medium to high. So I'm not going to stir it. Just boil it for a few minutes and wait until it slowly changes its color. My butter is cold from fridge. That's how I need it. And while my syrup is boiling, I'm going to cut it in little cubes. After 2 minutes of boiling, it started to change its color, but it's not enough. 4 minutes into the boiling, slightly darker color, but it's still not good enough. About 6 minutes into the boiling, it's getting darker color and thick. But I'm gonna try to see if it's ready. I take a little bit of syrup, put it into a dish. I let it cool a little bit, and I touch it. And if it becomes sticky like this, it's ready. I put the heat off and mix it to the eggs. Now I'm going to mix the syrup with the eggs and beat it on high until all well incorporated. Now that I mix the syrup, I'm still going to mix it for a few more minutes until it cools down to the point where it's still warm but good enough to touch by hand. The bowl cooled down but is still very warm to touch. I took my butter from the fridge and I'll gradually add it and mix on high until all the butter is well combined. Now it's pretty much done. The filling is the most difficult thing in this recipe. If you do it for the first time and you ruined it, all you have to do is just repeat the filling. I divided my filling into 2 bowls. I put 3/4 in the pink one and 1/4 in the white one. I'm going to put my cocoa powder into the pink bowl and give it a good mix. So this is pretty much ready. To the white bowl, I'm adding a tablespoon of almond extract. Now I give it a good mix. And now the easy part, the assembling of the cake. I like to leave the paper at the bottom of the cake and to use the same tin because it's the same size. It's very easy to assemble. On the yellow layer, I like to put the cocoa cream. I'll spread it nice everywhere. With a brown layer, I'll turn it upside down and peel the paper off. Now I'm going to put the yellow filling on top. I'm going to spread it nice everywhere. I love to put a fresh layer of cocoa on top, but this is really optional. You can grate some chocolate or just leave it as it is. Beautiful. I'll keep it in fridge for a few hours before I use it, and of course it can stay in fridge for a few days. After a couple of hours in fridge, it can be served. I cut all the sides off. I usually like to cut them in 2 cm square bites, but of course you can cut them how you like it. Can be served this size. After each slice, I'm washing the knife again in hot water, so it's going to be clean cuts. As you see, it's more than 2 plates of cake. This recipe seems difficult to some people, but if you follow step by step, I don't see why you can't be successful. I am making it for over 20 years now. Please subscribe and let me know in the comments below if you tried it, how did it go for you? I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. See you some other times. Bye!